If you've been watching my channel over the last few months, you know I like to compare the biggest AI models and see how well they use the Blender MCP. Today, we'll be comparing the evolution of Claude from when I first started testing it with this specific task, generating the dragon in this image using the Blender MCP from scratch with no additional plugins. The first time I ran this test, it was with Claude Opus 4.6 in April, and it took close to 14 minutes. This was the end result. At the time, this was actually impressive, believe it or not. This one was produced by GPT 5.4, which actually doesn't even count because somehow GPT cheated and managed to use an external 3D asset generator. Then it tried to mold the generated asset to match the image. And this one is Qwen's masterpiece, which speaks for itself. Shortly after I posted that video, Claude Opus 4.7 was released. So I ran my second test with that model on April 17th. It took a little over 36 minutes, and this was the result we got. So you can see the rate of improvement was pretty impressive. Just a few weeks ago, on May 30th, I ran the third test with Claude Opus 4.8 on UltraCode. This build took around 43 minutes and the improvements were very noticeable. I remember being very impressed and thinking to myself, I can't imagine how good the next one will be. Then, for a brief moment in time, we had Claude Fable 5. It made a big impact in a short period of time before we had to part ways. In the short time I had the model, I put it through the dragon test. The results were actually so good that I actually spent the rest of my time with Fable 5 building a full-blown game after generating the Blender Dragon. And look, I'm not trying to get sidetracked here, but I just want to share this with you guys because Fable 5 really blew my mind in terms of game development. If you sit down with it and really iterate through your game idea using a game engine, you can really get some crazy results. And keep in mind, I don't even know how to use a game engine to develop games in the first place. Nevertheless, I was able to build it all out. The game took me 12 hours to build, and I literally almost hit the weekly limit on my Max subscription. Here's a quick sneak peek of the gameplay. And no, it's not clickbait. I have an entire video dedicated to my whole process in building that game, which I'll be posting on my channel in about a day or two. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss it. Anyway, I put it through the same Blender test as always. It took a little under 49 minutes, and this was the result. This is why I was so impressed that I decided to take the whole thing further and build out an entire dragon fighting game using the Godot game engine. Just for context, this is what GPT 5.5 produced using the same prompt. Hopefully we get Fable 5 soon so I can put it through all the other tests that I run on my channel, but for now, rest in peace Fable 5 until we meet again.